Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard. Happy Saturday to you all, ladies and gentlemen. This is post-Thanksgiving. Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Everybody ate some good turkey. I know I had a great one as well. It's pretty tough, though, Joe. The Bears lost again. You know that?
Bears are looking good, Stu.
Joe, they lost again. They fired their coach yesterday. We'll talk more about it on the show. But I still had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It's great to see all of you out there as well. We have a very, very special show. If you've come here sad today, the Sherard Show is going to cheer you up. We have a comedian here. They call him Dark Mark. He's worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, and he's going to have us laughing. Don't you just love laughing?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the last time I laughed hard was yesterday when I got my paycheck. I looked at the check. So I want to be able to continue going as well. Then we have a young lady who goes far back as Gunsmoke. She worked with Whoopi Goldberg and many more. The lovely Joycelyn Lew is on the Sherard Show. Give her a round of applause as well. Then we have a gentleman who can kick your butt. No matter what you do, he can kick your butt. He's been doing it for many years. Now, if my memory serves me correct, I think he's a 9th degree black belt, but he'll correct me on the show on that. He also has an award he's going to present and show where he's been honored with Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and so many more. Give him a round of applause for Mr. James Culpepper. Then we have a celebrity promoter who's been doing it for many, many years, and he's going to be here today as well, talking about what he has upcoming and some of the big names he's worked with as well. Mr. Shaun Ross on the show as well. Give it up for him. And then, you know, oftentimes I always have people come to me about talking about the business, the entertainment business, and often asking me things about what should I do in certain situations, especially if I have bills to pay. And should I keep my character or should I go for the money? So I said I'll give you 5 reasons why you need to keep your character and not just go for the money. You want to hear it today?
Let's do it.
You want to hear it? Yeah. I hope you didn't lose your character off of that. Huh? All right. Anyway, now it's brought to you by my new Rah-Rah shoe collection. This collection is very dear to me because I designed them not only from Italy, but also everything from head to toe. There's a men's brand, women's brand, 6 pairs. But what's dear to me is that I suffer from a rare form of lupus, and when you purchase these shoes, or even if you donate to the cause, it gets us that closer to finding a cure for lupus. So if you want to purchase it, just look at your monitor, and definitely give us your size. We also appreciate your support. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so on our 5 points, these are the 5 reasons you need to keep your character in the business of entertainment. Point number 1, you need to keep your character in this business because if you walk in with character, you need to walk out with it when you retire. Because if you lose your character, who's there to give it back to you? Can I get an amen?
Yeah.
Point number 2, you need to keep your character because once you get all the money that you could ever have, it still can leave you empty if nobody respects you with all that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people who sold their souls out for the dollar and felt so miserable when they had it all. Point number 3, you need to keep your character in this business because people respect you and they will remember your name if you've done things the right way, opposed to if you've just done it to be greedy. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, agreed.
Point number 4, it's best to keep your character in this business because grandma will kick your butt if you don't. And then the final point number 5, you need to keep your character in this business because it's you that got to sleep with yourself at night. Isn't that correct?
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
it may have been something. So. That was my 5 points. I get a round of applause. I'm here to help you. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to me. Look at the information right there on Facebook as well as Instagram. But one thing I want everybody to do is to follow and subscribe to my Pure Essence YouTube channel. There's some great episodes there. So everybody take a moment to do that and subscribe to the Pure Essence. It'll mean a lot to me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have the man that can kick your butt. I don't care whatever you say, you just better talk nice to him. Mr. James Culpepper, be right here. We have 1 guest and 3 contestants. So Murphy, tell us a little bit about your experiences on the dating scene in LA. What do you look for your man in terms of expectations?
The dating scene in LA is treacherous, honestly. There's a lot of people who you try to get a read on them and then they just end up being something completely different.
Let's get started!
All right.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I know I am. I'm so excited about the guests we have on the show. The first gentleman to my right has been doing it for many years the right way. He's worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, and he's also been honored in 1975 with his name with some of the greatest martial artists ever, from Chuck Norris to Bruce Lee as well. And first time on the Sherard Show, the man himself, Mr. James Culpepper. Welcome to the show. James, it's such an honor having you on the show. Now, James, oftentimes as kids, you know, we used to watch that Saturday morning Kung Fu and all that, so we think we were Bruce Lee and want to do this and that. But how did you get the inspiration, or who inspired you to be a martial artist?
My mother. My mother did karate, and she got out and she put me in. And the first movie I saw was Billy Jack. And I was 15 years old. And I fell in love with martial arts then.
So now, when you decided that you want to become a martial artist, you know, it's not an easy road, first of all. Becoming a martial artist is a great road, but it's not an easy road. So what was the first thing that you noticed or learned when you were on the road to becoming a martial artist?
Well, before I started learning in martial arts, I used to box from the age of 12 to 13. And one of my friends did karate, and he started teaching me. And I think I was 13, he was 14. But ever since then, you know, I had it in myself, you know, to try and to get myself mental and physically available. See, because a lot of people think that this martial arts is physical. No, it's not. You know, you use martial arts every day. Number one, when you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you do?
You get out, you roll out of bed.
All right then, that's martial arts. You roll.
Some are black belt at getting out of bed.
That's right. You know, and you know, not only that, you know, it comes in two phases. Okay, you have a set mind and a corrupt mind. A lot of people have corrupt minds because they're not set in their life for adventure, not failure, but adventure. And if you go through the walk of life, everything that we have done to this day revolves right back into the 30s, 40s, 50s, and behind, because life repeats itself. We can learn from each other better than someone that can just stand there and tell you something. By telling you doesn't mean that it's not right, but it's false, because you have to experience the whole category, from standing up to the ground. You have to crawl before you walk. You have to be born before you even crawl. So there it is.
So you're getting the mental philosophy down of it even before you get to the physical.
That's right.
So now you also bodyguarded for people, correct?
Yes.
Now, now what's that like? Because, for example, a lot of people, especially here in the West, they feel that the bigger you are, the better chance you have in winning a fight. But when you look at like the East, like in Chinese martial arts and things, they don't believe it's about size. They believe it's about technique. So what is it?
It's not size, because we all fall. It's about the understanding of who you are, what you can become, and who you can become and what you can become. But our job on this earth is to better ourselves for any kind of situation. Okay, like bodyguard, that's good. I do security too. But, you know, like I have a very close friend of mine, and we call her Jean. And that's Floyd Mayweather's mother. And I do security for her. I've done security for Barry White's wife, Chloe, I think it is, yeah. I've been around, but the biggest thing that I know that I have really in my heart, I got a chance to teach one person, and he became a black belt under me, and that was Danny Bonaducci.
Really? Give him a round of applause. Wow. For those who don't know, Danny Bonaducci was from the Partridge Family. Remember him, Joe?
Partridge Family,
You know, just want to let you know. See, that was a little trivia. Very good. So now, have you ever had to use your martial arts in a real fight?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Okay. It was like, I was at a gas station, and a couple guys come up, I need some money, I like your car, and everything like that. Now, this is not martial arts, this is survival, okay? So, they try to take my keys, okay? I'm trying to pump gas, and the guy's going in my pocket, one guy's going around the car. So I took the nozzle off the tank and slapped him in the face with it. Okay? So he's grabbing his mouth because some of his teeth on the floor. The other guy runs back on the other side, and he wants to come at me, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna get you for hitting my friend. Okay? So as he's coming, I just pulled the nozzle thing and it tripped him. So when he fell right into me. So I took the hose, wrapped it around his neck, pulled it up. Guy come out to the gas station, he said, don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him. Well, I didn't have to because they got up and ran.
Wow. Well, now this happened out here?
Compton.
Oh, wow, okay, all right. Par for the course, I get you. I get you. Now, and we're gonna take a quick commercial break after this, but I got a thought to ask you, because there's a lot of martial artists that we see on television and we think, wow, they're good. But you will know if they're legit martial artists or if they're just Hollywood martial artists, correct?
Well, it's not a Hollywood martial artist. Everybody that performs, that they do martial arts, they know something about it. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be as good as they are. You know, I have a lot of people that I respect to the honor, you know, to my honor, you know, and their honor, but it's different when it comes to survival. And my system is called the science of survival. It's a science. Just like everybody that walks the first of this earth, we have science. And martial arts is just one of them. But I'm going to tell you this before you go on break. Who is the strongest and the most fierce fighter that you know of?
Well, I would always say Bruce Lee. But then I would say myself too, if you try and take my check, boy, you want you right?
Well, you almost there, but the most fierce person in the world is a woman. Women fight for survival. We fight for glory. It's a difference. Now, if she got a cub, I'm not trying to call a child a cub, but it's just an expression. She's gonna protect them cubs in anything and everything she can do. You know what? She gonna walk away with her cubs. I don't know where you're gonna be, but I know one thing, you'll be licking your own wounds for real.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have James do a demonstration on our executive producer, Joe.
Yeah! All right.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I am your host, Sherard, having a Saturday conversation with the man himself, Mr. James Culpepper. We've learned so much so far about it, and more that martial arts is more mental than it is physical. Because a lot of times, if you feel like you can defeat your opponent mentally, many times it's going to translate physically in a lot of ways.
Yes. There's one thing that I can say about martial arts that taught me a great value, and that is never be, how can I put this? Never be a poor excuse for a bad example. And it says two phrases, both of them, it's poor excuse for a bad, boy, that'll hurt your feelings right there. But if you don't have a grip on yourself, you're gonna lose it. And the only thing that you realize what you're doing is that I hear people, oh, I just go mad, I go berserk. Yeah, but why would you go like that way and you lose the sight of what you're doing? Because you can run on something and they don't even see it. Like a hammer, a baseball bat, a brick, they run right into it because they lost their composure.
Now we want to see and learn how to properly defend yourself out there. But before we do, this is something very interesting that was presented. Let's get a closer shot at this. Now, what is this that I'm looking at?
Oh, that's, it was sent to me from Cleveland, Ohio. They put me into the Hall of Fame. And it's a proclamation. And it states my bio and where I started, you know, who I started from and everything like that. It's an honor for me to have that.
What's even more honorable, ladies and gentlemen, he's being very modest about it, but it says at the bottom, whereas to his credit, he would be among other well-known martial artists, including Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Joe Louis, Bill Wallace, Ed Parker, and others. Give him a round of applause. This man is to you, sir. So now, when it comes down to defending, for example, you know, many people think that a fight is organized. A fight is not organized.
No.
As a matter of fact, it's reckless and it's wild and there's no rules.
That's right.
So how could somebody defend themselves, you know, for example, when it comes to them automatically? How do you end a fight that fast so you can be able to go home to your family?
Well, bone structure, nerve structure, joint structure, and breathing. You have three capabilities: eyes, breathing, and balance.
Can we do a quick demonstration now, our executive producer? Don't hurt him now. You know, just something real quick to be able to show what it would do. Like if he was an attacker.
No, I don't want to hurt him.
I know. Joe's pretty rough.
I'm a fighting machine.
He's pretty rough here.
So
Let's say, for example, you know, he's coming to you, right? And you're walking, and then he tries to snatch your chain. Something
Okay.
like
I'm
that.
going to try to snatch his chain.
Yeah, just in
Okay.
slow motion.
That's easy, right?
Joe makes
Right?
it.
Okay.
No. All right. Now, if he wants to come back with a weapon, my thing is, how do you incapacitate your opponent that fast so that it can be over? What's the best thing you recommend?
Oh, very simple. It's called a finger flick. I
Yeah,
have to do
break my
this.
fingers.
No, I have to do it slow. Okay. So you're coming at me capacity. Here you come.
I've got a gun, right?
Okay.
Right, or what?
Well, you know, whatever you
Okay.
know.
Wow.
Finger flipping. Bow. Hit him in. Boom. Step over. Break that leg.
Give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So now, at what point did you have to get yourself registered as a weapon?
I never did. Because if you register yourself as a weapon, when the police pull over and they hit that computer and it's, oh, he's a threat. Boom!
Wow.
It's over. If you, how can I put this? If you register yourself, you're setting yourself up. Because the law does not see the way that you can protect yourself, okay? They're telling you that you're a threat to society, and they'll take you out. So if they hit that computer, they just say, oh, one of these knuckleheads. They have a better chance. But if they say lethal weapon or a boxer or a karate expert or something like that, oh, they're not gonna ask you no questions. They're gonna shoot first, then they ask you.
So now, really quick, for those who are watching, where could they be able to reach out to you if they want to get some fighting tips or even utilize your bodyguard services?
I teach for the city of Carson at Delano Park, and I teach all ages. I have some police officers, I have some sheriffs, you know, and I have people as bodyguards, you know. Self-defense is one thing. It's not karate, it's not boxing, it's not jiu-jitsu, judo. Self-defense is survival. And my system is called Science of Survival, all options. And that means, all options mean from stand up, take down, ground.
Very good. Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Where can they reach out to you for that? Like, do you have a Facebook or you have any contact information?
Yeah, I have a Facebook. It's International Karate Kickboxing Hall of Fame champion.
Wow, that's easy to remember. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Culpepper, for being on the show. Didn't we learn something today? Didn't we learn something?
Yeah.
Woo. We learned not to mess with him. Ladies and gentlemen, we come back. We're going to have the lovely Joycelyn Lew on the Sherard Show.
Thank you, sir.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship.
Call 877-588-0992. That's 877-588-0992. Again, 877-588-0992.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard. I had a wonderful time speaking to the man himself, Mr. James Culpepper. Didn't you all just like learn something? Didn't you like feel tough?
Yeah.
Did you feel like tough when I was talking to James Culpepper? You felt tough?
Yes.
I felt really tough. You know, it's really cool. Wish him the best as well, and hope that you okay, Joe?
No.
No, okay. It's pretty tough. But anyway, the show must go on. This beautiful young lady has been in the industry for many years. She's actually worked with Rock Hudson and Humphrey Bogart. She looks like she's still in her late 40s, and she's talking about Rock Hudson and Humphrey Bogart. My goodness, she's been on The Fall Guy and many other films as well and series. The lovely Joycelyn Lew on the show. How are you, young lady?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm impressed to hear, first of all, that you actually worked with the late, great Humphrey Bogart. Tell us what that was like.
Well, I was so little that I just noticed his teeth. I don't know. You know, when you're little, you look at adults, and they were like yellow because I guess he was smoking a lot. But we sang. I learned a song phonetically because I didn't really speak Chinese, and so they taught us how to sing. And so I sang 2 songs with him. I have a picture of him on the piano.
Wow, wow. And then, now, was that the most legendary person you ever worked with?
Well, it was called The Left Hand of God. That was a movie with Agnes Moorehead, and that's when I met Agnes Moorehead, and Gene Tierney was in it. And then I worked on, Rock Hudson was Battle Hymn, and then Bob Hope was the Danny Thomas Show. Break Room for Daddy, and Ricardo Montalban. I did work with him too, because there's so many people that, you know, are iconic. Isaac Hayes, I worked with him on Truck Turner. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I actually did. I'm a big fan
He
of
put
Isaac
the
Hayes.
gun in my mouth and told me to, you know.
Can we get a clip of that, please? Now, that's amazing. Shame on Isaac. What was he doing? But now, what was one of your most iconic roles you've ever played?
Well, I think Kung Fu, because that was the most dramatic. It was the largest role ever written for a female. And I was crying on all these scenes. And you know when you cry, it hurts you on right in your ribs? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to do this. It was like every day for 13 days, I was all day long working on all these things. It was like I played the daughter of a Tong leader and they were trying to kill him. So then David had this medicine to make him look like he was dead. Then I had to seduce him and I was in bed with him, which is kind of weird because we're a monk, right? And that was weird. And then nothing happened though, you know, of course. But that was like a long thing of all this you know, the martial arts, you know, the fighting and
So you know
the
martial arts as
crying.
well?
Oh yeah, I learned the sidekick from Pat Johnson, who was the choreographer for Karate Kid.
Really?
And he taught me how to.
Now, the interesting thing about it, now you and James know each other, Mr. Culpepper.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
actually, did he train you in martial arts?
No, but I don't know how we ended up where he wanted to buy my calendar, and so I met him at my birthday party. So I said, "Come to my birthday party," and so that was the last time I saw him. It was about 3 years ago, and then. Oh, except for the Martial Arts History Museum, they had a big reunion and he was there, and that was about 2 weeks ago. Because there's a certain family of martial artists, and everybody knows everybody, and we all kind of go to a lot of the same events and things, and it's kind of really cool because, you know, it's a group. I mean, it's a whole, like, group that we always hang out together and do things and have just a lot of things in common, I guess, because there's so many people that I know that from Big Trouble in Little China, that's how I met them in the beginning. And then I just kept working with, you know, Gerald Okamura and Samurai Cop 2. And then I worked on Jackie Chan's movie, The Big Brawl. That was in Texas. And so after that, you just get kind of in a cult of movies that are kind of martial arts, you know, oriented.
So now, what is it like for having such an illustrious career for a female who's done it the right way, for example? What is it? How does that feel? Because so many people, as I was speaking about in my 5 points, you know, they trade their character for money. But you've been able to do these big things just off your talent. So what's your skill trade, or what's the trick of being able to do that?
I think you have to be very versatile, and that you can't just stick with one thing. And I think it's because, you know, I do voiceovers. I did Rambo, Punky Brewster.
Rambo?
I played an 80-year-old. It was like, Rambo, could I have a ride on your motorcycle? and I just do all kinds of different accents and things like that. Yeah, I was her teacher. Now sit down, Punky. And I do all kinds of different voices, and so it's a lot of fun because you could be anybody you want to. And I just did a Disney kind of thing for Willie Ito. He's got Hello Maggie, and it's about a magpie. And he goes, we have to speed up your voice. I go, no, you don't. And she speaks Japanese. So she goes, I'll.
So now, can you imitate the Crypt Keeper on Tales from the Crypt?
I don't know what it sounds like, but I do Radio Vault Mystery Theater, and it's kind of creepy, isn't it?
It is.
I have a very, very deep voice. Want to hear all this?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Give a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we'll have more with the lovely Joycelyn Lew on the Sherard Show right after this.
I'm wearing rah-rahs. What are you wearing?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard, speaking to the lovely Joycelyn Lew. My goodness, the multi-talented Joycelyn Lew on the Sherard Show. You know, Joycelyn, when you look at, like, you were mentioning about The Fall Guy, one of my favorite shows of all time. What was your role there in Fall Guy?
I co-starred as Candy, and remember Howie?
Yes, that was the friend of the Fall Guy.
Well, he tried to pick me up in this bar, because I don't look wholesome so much, so I can't play like off the boat, so I always get these little women of mystery. I don't even drink, and they put me in this bar, so I thought, well, I can't talk like this. I had to have a whiskey voice. Like, people think that it was dubbed. They go, that wasn't you, and I go, well, it actually was me, because I just changed my voice for the character, you know. And so he tried to pick me up at this bar, and then I made him pay for these expensive drinks that cost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, Howie was always had bad luck with the women on that
Yeah.
show. Now, you mentioned Hawaii Five-0. You played in that as well?
Yes, I was the widow of a cop that died, and it was the season opener, and that was like, you know, it was like a lot of screaming because, you know, I had the dead body come out. I'm a good screamer.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh yeah, very good. I screamed so loud that James MacArthur came out and said, "What happened?" And he was down the street.
Oh my goodness, don't scream. Please don't do
Okay.
that. Please don't scream. So now, what role do you, that's always the most iconic to you that you feel like, wow, that was me. That was the one that defines me.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever played myself because I'm too crazy. No, most of my parts are just like I get into all these, you know, weird characters. Because I'm also a magician, so I work at the Magic Castle and I do a magic show. I play Princess Bendelot, and with the Swami from Almaty.
Really?
And then we have a series called Senior Leche, and there's a movie called Raiders of the Lost Leche that just came out, and I play Evil Lynn, and she's Evilville, and she wants to take over Evilville, so it's like this crazy comedy, but it's like weird.
Now, you also do voiceovers for cartoons, you said, correct?
Yeah.
Now, which one did you do?
Well, as I told you, I did Punky and Rambo, and I did also anime thing. It's called Neptune 9, and that's kind of it's a rough kind of scary, you know, animated thing. And then I'm working on a new one with the feature film, you know, it's about this little boy who was put in the internment camp, and then he has all these adventures. I play all the female roles. And then there's this new thing called Imagication, and it's imagination. I played this mermaid, and she teaches, it's an educational, because you don't know this, but I taught in Watts. I was a school teacher at Grape Street. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And
wow.
I was like by the Sentinel's Teacher of the Week. And I have this new way of teaching where I believe in children, you know, learning like, you know, like when I went to studio school, you don't have, everybody's on the same page, right? But when you go to studio school, it's individualized instruction, so that's my idea of teaching. And I was so successful in it that a mother came to the school, because I was teaching kindergarten, and my partner was teaching first and second, and she goes, "Honey, I know there's something wrong at the school. When my kindergarten is teaching my second grader how to read."
Really? But now, when you have such a career that you've had, what do you do for an encore? I mean, what can you do next?
Well, I'm doing a calendar every year. I've got about 9 of them I've done every year, and this year it's going to be featured in a movie called 3 Killer Pigs. It's a horror thriller, and it's with Brian Austin Green and did you say
3
Robert
Killer
Lasardo?
Pigs.
And Anson Williams. And I don't know much about it because all I know is that, you know, he was a fan of my calendars, and so he said, "I want your calendar for 2025. So I had to make a special, because I have a printing company too, it's called Final Print. So I printed just one for him to use because he's shooting Monday. And so that was kind of like fast. And my roommate Kim is the photographer, and so we shoot all these things. Because I don't like to be the same person. I have wigs, and I'm a makeup artist. So
how do I know this is the real you?
It's not.
Wow, okay, gotcha. Well, for those who are watching, and are saying, wow, I want to book her to do stand-up, because I heard you do stand-up.
Yeah, I have a character called May East. It's a takeoff on May West, and May East goes, is that an egg roll in your pocket? Are you just glad to see me?
Okay, now, so where can people be able to watch your stand-up?
I have a channel, and it's on, YouTube, and it's Joycelyn. Well, my cooking show. I forgot. I have a cooking show. I host it. It's called Cooking In with Joycelyn, and I just finished doing a Star Trek kind of parody, and I just have Dark Mark who's coming up. He was on my show. We did this evil one kind of for Valentine's Day. It was gothic. And so what I do is whatever guest I have, I dress like whatever, when they come in a costume, I already make up stuff because I just like to make characters. So whatever they wear, I can figure out something. Like I had the guy from LTD and he had a purple, do rag. So I put purple hair on and he was wearing gold, so then I wore gold. And then I had Kathy Garver from Family Affair on, and so he was we did a Christmas oatmeal cookie one, so then I wore oatmeal,
So Joycelyn, with all this, where can people be able to check you out?
Oh, well, I have a website, joycelyn.com.
In your social media?
And it's Joycelyn127, because I got scammed, I had to do it all over again. But my name is spelled Joycelyn. It's kind of confusing.
No, we got it, and we're glad that you're on the show. And then also, you kind of look like you're a walking, talking, one-woman show, aren't you?
Well, I do a lot of different things.
My goodness, I tell you. But very lovely to look at, wonderful personality as well. Give it up for the lovely Joycelyn on the show. Awesome sauce there. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have the man who knows how to make money. And he is the first time on the Sherard Show. He's a celebrity promoter, the man himself, Mr. Shaun Ross, right after this.
You've captured their stunt doubles!
Today we're going to be featuring stunt people.
I'd like to give you just a little bit of history first, is that there was the BSA, the Black Stuntmen's Association.
Billy D. Williams is one of the biggest names that you stunt double for, but there's a lot more than you think, right? I get my 5 points. Why we still need daylight savings time. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard, having a wonderful time speaking to the lovely Joycelyn Lew. My goodness, what an individual. Give another round of applause. Yeah. Wow. I know I'm going to be getting a lot of calls and emails with her, having her on the show as well, Humphrey Bogart and so on. But ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman to my right, he is wearing his purple royal sports coat. This gentleman is a master at making a dollar into 15 cents into a dollar. He's doing big things. He's worked with some of the biggest names. He's actually wearing a no limit chain that goes way back in the day to the Master P days as well. First time on the Sherard Show, the man himself, Mr. Shaun Ross. Welcome.
Thank you so much, brother. I've been waiting so anxiously to get on the Sherard Show, man. What has taken so long to get me on your show?
I just needed you to be here because, we couldn't do it over Zoom. You just had to be in the chair because you got so much to talk about. And look how this man is dressed. He's cleaned in the Board of Health. So, Shaun, let's jump right into it. You are a man that's very, very busy. You work with some of the biggest names. What got you started in the industry?
All right. Before I go start about the industry, that young lady you had on here, boy, she fine. Yeah, I need to get one of her calendars before I leave.
We'll make sure you get one of
Send it about wherever I'm. Yeah. That's all I want.
We'll definitely get you one before as well. And I can't believe somebody that beautiful said Humphrey Bogart. People don't understand. Look it up on your phones, 1956. Wow. That's when Humphrey Bogart passed. Anyway, all right, so now back to you. So what got you started, man? Because you're like a master promoter. You're into everything. You're into sports, you're into media, you're into entertainment. What is it and what got you started in the entertainment industry?
Well, to honestly tell you the truth, I got started. My mother, Gloria Ty Shuttlesworth, and John Doyle Sr., along with Danny Glover. I was born in the Bay Area, and they used to do plays, etc. And then I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, graduated from Central State University. Got to give all the Central State University a shout out. Roo, in the building. So with that being said, I wanted to learn how to, when you go to college, and sometimes the bills of going to college can be quite expensive. So I said, I have to find a way to make some income. So with that being said, after joining several fraternities and organizations, I decided to throw events. And throwing events led to more events, then concerts, then doing plays. Then next thing you know, it was out of here. One thing led to another. Then it landed me in 1997 in Los Angeles, California. Then I started doing movies, working with the No Limit Empire, and things just got beautiful.
Now, what's the life of a promoter? The life of a promoter is like feast or famine. You can become rich overnight, or you can become broke overnight. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Let me be crystal clear. There are up times, there are down times. And like they say, the mark of a man is not how he acts when he's up top. And, he has the cars, the ladies, the buildings. But the mark of a man is how he acts when everything is gone. When your parties and your events just do zero, you crash. And you may make $100,000 one event, and then you make $10. And then you got to pay the rent, pay the car note, and your closest friends gone. They'll say they're your friends, so you got to be careful of that. So I know exactly how it feels to be okay and not okay. And one of my worst experience I would have to say is, going to the casino. I thought I was okay. I don't drink, I don't smoke, but nobody told me that gambling was an addiction.
So you went to the casino with some money, set amount of money. What you went like with a 50 grand? What you walked away with?
No, I walked away with say gambling. I spent 50,000 trying to win 16,000 when I finally hit the jackpot. So I'll go on. They need to have something called the agony of defeat. I was no good. I play and play. I've lost $500,000 playing poker. Wow. And I can name the casinos if that's okay. No, I want to put them on blast. I want a refund. Can I get my money back? $500,000 over the last 3 years.
You tell me you 500 grand.
I'm 500 grand in the hole.
Wow.
I've been there. So now this time it's on the way up.
Now,
go.
You just mentioned you didn't drink, but if you lost 500 grand, did you start drinking?
I felt like it.
Really?
It's times that I went to the airport after gambling so much at the Hustler Hollywood Park Casino and go right down into the LAX and got the crowd on TV. Got the in the corner. I just couldn't take it, man. I'm telling you, Sherard, it's crazy. So that was one of my rag to riches. But now I stay away. I got smart. I barred myself. Like you say, you barred yourself from when you show out at a club or something. I showed out because I just kept, people would everybody would come to a table. If I sat down at a poker table, everybody that you don't know that, they'll just come sit like, oh, he playing? Oh, we coming. He dead money.
So now, Shaun, let me ask you this question. Now, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but I know those hotels weren't built off of winners. Of course. But now, what's the best game you have the best chance of winning at? Is it poker? Is it blackjack? Or slot machines? What's your best chance of winning?
The best chance of winning, let me give you, is not to walk in. Not to walk in. Because, somebody had a good friend of mine, good brother of mine named Polo. He'll say those institutions were built for suckers. And I've been going in them for the last 20 years, so I believe I'm the biggest sucker that ever happened to walk into a casino. But now those days are over. It's greener pastures, and now it's about hosting events. I go across the country, I host events. I also have my nephew sometime with me, Romeo Miller, our brother Silk the Shocker, a Master P, a Vivica Fox, a Lisa Ray, a Joe Torre, a Guy Torre, and it just doesn't stop from there. So.
Give him a round of applause. So now, is it so it's greener pastures, so since you have a name, you have a big name as being a promoter and doing these big things, so it's much easier to still make the big money, or can you still go broke overnight?
You can get broke overnight if you slip back and go to a bad habit. I'm not just saying gambling is one of the worst addictions somebody can have, or it could be, you can start the process of getting money, having money, learning that you have money, and then, you want to make sure that your family's okay. And in that process, are your family's friend, your brothers may have a girlfriend, and then your brother's girlfriend got a cousin try to sick on you, and the next thing you know, you cashing out. Then you start asking yourself, why am I just burning bread? And you don't know it. Sometimes you don't know it.
So how do you learn how to say no, Shaun?
It's been hard. I got some strong, I would say sister wives, but not sisters that make sure that I'm okay. That I got to give a shout out to my sister Tracy Simple, Angela Shuttlesworth, Yolanda Whitaker, aka Yo-Yo, and my big sister Vivica Fox. She makes sure she makes sure I'm good. Lisa Ray, she'll whoop somebody. Say like, don't do it. Then I got the big brothers of Omega Psi Phi, the Central Force Lodge, Shaquille O'Neal, Joe Torre. I can keep going. Anthony Anderson, all them good brothers. They really stay close. And then I have my internal brothers. One is in the building, two of them in the building. John H. Doyle, he's sitting over there. He came, he's and I also have in the back there, all the way from Minnesota, because they wanted to come see what the Sherard Show was all about. I have Shamir and Scott in the back. Shamir and Scott, well, give them a round of applause.
Appreciate that. We'll get them on the camera after this. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have more with the man himself, Mr. Shaun. Welcome to the Sherard Show. I'm your host, Sherard, for our Saturday conversation with the man himself, Mr. Shaun Ross. Well, such lively people on the show, Mr. James Culpepper, the lovely Joycelyn Lew, Mr. Shaun Ross. So that means that when Dark Mark comes, he got to bring it. I mean, these people aren't playing this afternoon. So now, Shaun, let's talk about where individuals want to solicit you to host or promote an event and things like that. How can they reach out to you?
Okay, if they don't reach out to like my yin and my yang, my mother brother Trent Shuttlesworth, I mean, he's the buffer, or BOM Booking, Brothers on the Mission Booking, or they can call this number. I will give this number. I usually don't give this number. If they want to book me to host or any of the people that I named, and there's many more for your entertainment services whatsoever, you can always go to 810-513-8884. That's 810-513-8884 for all your entertainment needs, baby. We're gonna bring Sherard on the show. We're gonna bring him on tour. He's got to come on the tour. We're gonna turn up in your city, your neck of the woods. So if you want Vivica A. Smith to come, if you even want Will Smith to come, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, you name it, we can make it happen, But I'm trying to tell you that Joe Torre coming, along with Shaun Ross, Romeo Miller and friends, Silk Shocker, Mia X, you got the whole No Limit Tank. We coming. Hey, we on fire. And that's all, folks.
All right. That's all right. So now, I know you're a very busy man. After you leave here, you're going to be headed to where? What's the next city? Cincinnati?
I'm going to Cincinnati for, I got to talk about these headphones that Romeo started called Ashram headphones. I mean, we be in business. We had a major partnership with them, and we bring in Eric Davis, Hall of Famer, and he's having an Eric Davis Day in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, with Ashram, and we're gonna do it big. It's gonna be live from Cincinnati. Then we head to Florida. From Florida, then we head to Denver. Me and Joe Torre. I want to give a shout out to Miss Queen. It's a birthday bash, New Year's bash. So if you're in Denver, you get to see me and Joe Torre in Denver.
Wow. Now, Shaun, before you go, let's focus in on the No Limit. Now, before we talk about the fact that this chain can feed everybody in Ghana, the whole country. How it's glistening in my eyes. But now, what's your relationship or your friendship with Master?
Okay, well, to be honest, Mr. Percy Miller Sr. adopted me as my godfather, and from that form, P, C Murder, better known as Corey, and Silk the Shocker, but Sean been my brothers, and then from that point on, their kids and their wives been like my other external family. That somebody got to go out and get the milk. P always say we stronger together, and with that being said, you know, we had one bond, and growing up, we just did what we had to do to make things work.
Sean, we're working. The audience members going to ask me. I said, Sherard, where did this man get this coat? So we got to ask this. Where did you get the coat?
Well, this coat was at a place for, you know, I'm president of the Fat Boy Association, and, you know, the Duke of 5 Mile Lane, and I'm the fat boy, don't eat milk and cookies, so I had to go to K&G. So a shout out to K&G, and they were getting me ready for the next movie. So when I talk about No Limit, you got to think about, you can see me in the movie, I got the hook up, I played the Carol Barrelhead when Master P and A.J. Johnson, the late A.J. Johnson, had to fight. They fought at my burial scene. If you want to watch the movie Belly 2 with the rapper Gang, the late Mike Williams, I played Detective Barnes. I'm the one chasing Gang and all the guys. From the love of hip hop, growing up hip hop with Rome, love of hip hop with Yo-Yo, the next millionaire, Everybody Hates Chris. I mean, I can go on and go on, but I just.
What was your role in that? Everybody Hates Chris.
I play Mr. Hutchinson's son.
My goodness, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give another round of applause to Mr. Shaun. Very busy man, Sean, thank you so much for stopping by the Sherard Show. Will you come back again?
Oh, will I come back? No, did he just ask me, would I come back? No, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I got to give a shout out to Sherard. I want to thank you. I've been watching you. I love the work that you do, and just not here, but in the community. And I would love to have your nonprofit come work with my nonprofit, Our Lives Matter, where we feed the homeless, we work with at-risk youth, and we take care of the veterans. That's our mission, our goal with my nonprofit called Our Lives Matter. And I want to give a shout out to that staff that works diligently, Tony Starr, if I real can, Phil Lockhart, Sean Curley, Kawana Good, and so many others. Eileen, and who else? If somebody they gonna cut me. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to my head. My mama dropped me on my head when I was 2, so I ain't been right.
Well, John, we know, and your heart's in the right place. We really appreciate that so much. Give one more round of applause to Sean.
Can I be so kind?
Yes.
Can I don't get a chance. Brick Nash, come here, Brick. JJ. I have my brother, Shamir, they came all the way from Minnesota to see the Sherard Show. Y'all, come on, let me give you some. Come on. They just love the game. Scott, with my cousin Scott. Where's T Boogie? Yeah, come on, Scott. Come on.
Well, y'all USC here as well. So, what's your name?
My name's Rick.
Good. Welcome to the Sherard Show. Glad to have you. Sorry about USC. What's your name, sir?
John Doyle.
Great to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry about USC. What's your name, young lady?
Shamir.
My condolences.
Go Vikings, though. Watch them tomorrow.
And what's your name, sir?
Scott Schwan.
Great to have you on the Sherard Show. Give them all a round of applause.
Footnote. Them two are money guys. These guys are the money financiary guys. You'll see them on Forbes. They doing big things in the community. For natural energy, I can talk to you if you want to know something. Just on a footnote, if he give a sound bite for the people out there who might want to know about energy saving and that piece where you see the windmills, everybody's going to smart cities, things of that nature. We got to wake up now, catch up now, so you don't have to catch up later. Fair enough?
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to laugh until we are silly, because Dark Mark will be right here on the Sherard Show right after this.
All right.
He is the sack leader not only in Illinois, but also in the pros. This man has averaged 10 sacks a season.
The origins of it was watching, when I was a little kid, watching the 49ers play against the Bengals.
You got around those bigger, taller offensive linemen, but you were able to get to the quarterback.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dark Mark.
Oh, it's so great to be on the Sherard Show, and I better be funny. So I don't want it to happen to me what happened to the producer. You saw that before. That was better than the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight right there. But I got to tell you, it's so great to be on the Sherard Show because I've been doing weird gigs because I'm the goth comedian. I performed at a vampire convention recently. These people think they're really vampires. I went up to this girl. I said, "You're really cute. Let's take a selfie for Instagram." She said, "No." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Because I don't show up on film." I said, "It's a phone. There's no film." She said, "We've evolved." These are the gigs I performed at LA Comic-Con, which was very exciting. But Comic-Cons have changed. I don't know if there's a big Comic-Con crowd here, but there used to be all girls dressed like Harley Quinn. Now they had 26 guys dressed like Waldo from Where's Waldo, which kind of defeats the purpose. You know, there's only supposed to be one Waldo. And, you know, I do weird. I know I look weird. I know I look like, I don't like the other comedians that have been on the Sherard Show. I know I look like Kung Fu Panda, the live version. That's not what I'm going for, folks. I realize I look like Rosie O'Donnell doing The Walking Dead. That's not what I'm going for. I'm the goth comedian. I know it confuses people. People don't think I'm really goth. They think all goth guys are skinny like Jack Skellington. That is not true. No goth guys work out. So we're either really skinny or really fat. So if you go to a goth club, it looks like binary code. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. It's crazy. No, it's nuts. You know, I got to tell you, it's been quite a year. I lost, actually quite a couple of years. I lost 90 pounds in the last 2 years, and usually that gets an applause, but not here at the Sherard Show, so that's okay. Yeah, that's the good news. The bad news is I'm so fat nobody noticed. So that's the bad news. How I did it, I had a female bodybuilder coach me. I went on her program, and then I asked her on a date. And went on a date. It was the best date I ever had. We went hiking. I passed out halfway up the hill. She picked me up, carried me up the rest of the way. It was great. I was sitting there going, "This is the best date I ever had." She bench pressed me on the. It was great. It was nuts. But yeah, it's great to be out because we were sitting in our homes for 2 years. Remember that? Staring at the walls, just thinking all sorts of crazy, depressing thoughts. But I'm goth. I was doing that before. I don't know what you guys were doing. I don't know what you guys were doing. But no, it's great. I've been doing, I can't compete with all the great guests that you had that have been in so many movies. I've been in a few movies the last couple of years. I think I'm getting typecast. Because I played no, seriously. I played a vampire, an abusive prison guard, just crazy stuff. I played a killer and a politician. Basically a lateral move of evil all around. I also played a Nazi in the movie. And then after the movie they said, "Would you like to take the uniform home?" No, I really don't. I got no problem getting girls over to my house without her going in the closet going, "Can you explain this?" And then I got to put on Tubi. It's a whole thing. I don't want to do that. But no, I was talking about my weight loss. You see these pants? They're 36 waist. I lost 10 inches of my waist in the last 2 years. And that's okay. Yeah. Nobody cares about my weight loss. It's fine. It's the Sherard Show. We got other things to talk about. But I will tell you, after 2 years of starving, exercising, I finally reached my goal. I lost 10 inches of my waist. Finally reached my goal. I'm a fat guy with a dad bod. I finally did it. Yeah. I finally did it. And yeah. So, but everybody's got the stylish clothes. So you see this coat? You know who gave me this coat? My ex. My 73-year-old ex. Because you know who finds me attractive? Women over 60.
Wow.
Find me attractive. I don't know if it's the glaucoma. I don't know if it's the dementia. But for some reason, when a woman hits 60, I'm suddenly attractive. 73. Hot, though. She looked a day over 56. She was hot. But I got to tell you something. I love being on the Sherard Show. And I don't know how much time I have left. I could talk for all day. But I will tell you. I look at this crowd. I love this crowd. You want to know why? Diverse crowd. We've got every nationality, every age, every ethnicity, and we're all here, we're enjoying the arts and we're enjoying laughter. The comedy is an art form, and I love the arts. I went to see the industrial band KMFDM a couple years ago. Google it, I don't have time, Sherard. But they were playing right next door where Jamie Foxx was playing. So it's exactly what you think. It's a bunch of well-dressed black people, all in white, and a bunch of weird-looking white people, all in black. It was the weirdest version of Spy versus Spy you've ever seen in your life. Thank you so much.
We can give a better round of applause.
Yes.
Go have a seat.
I didn't want to do another martial arts demonstration, so I had to be funny.
You are absolutely hilarious, but he's one of these guys just naturally funny, huh, Joe? You just look at him and you just want to laugh.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Not that way. You're just funny.
Yes. This is what happens when you go on a show with a former male model. That's what happens when you look like me. Yes.
No, you're classy. Really enjoyed that.
Yes.
Now,
that's why I put the makeup on. I gotta represent. I can't. You are naturally a beautiful man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes, and you're smooth too, because I told you. I watched that show you did with Cindy Williams, and you're like, you smell good. I'm like, oh man, this guy's a game. I like this guy. Man, she's still beautiful.
She sure is. She sure is. But you know, you are that guy. I know. I gotta ask you this, but I know you are. You're that guy that got a lot of people kicked out of school because you always had them laughing. Is that you?
Yeah, sort of. I was never the class clown, because the class clown kind of knew when to rein it in. I was the guy. I actually, when I was in high school, in history class, I got the highest academic grade and the lowest social grade. They had like A through F for academics, and unsatisfactory for because I would call the teachers by their first name, and I would just, the thing is that the class clowns would do their things, and then I would just kind of stealthily walk in, tell a joke when nobody was expecting it with perfect timing. The class clown was just always going. Once in a while it would hit, but I was like stealth. I was like a sniper. I would just and then come back. That's what I would do.
You know, you're absolutely funny, and you have a very impressive resume. I mean, you worked with Jerry Seinfeld, you worked with Andrew Dice Clay, and so many of the big wigs. Now, have you kind of grabbed some of their styles, adopted to yours, or you just?
As you could say, no. But no, I honestly, I was at the Improv. Jerry Seinfeld was on. I'm not a huge fan of Jerry Seinfeld as a stand-up comic. I think Seinfeld is the best show ever. But his stand-up's not my thing.
That is so absolutely correct. You know, it's very interesting you say that, because Jay Leno said the same thing.
Right.
The Seinfeld is one of the greatest shows ever. But the stand-up just doesn't.
Right. I mean, they were talking about weird stuff that we can't talk to on this show. But then you go see him in stand-up, he's like, why do you lose one sock in the laundry? It's like, who cares? What kind of comedy is this? I want to hear about you. What is up with that? I mean, Andrew Dice Clay, funny, but just sort of, I saw him a few years ago. My friends got me tickets to see him in Vegas, and it's like, he had some good new jokes, and then at the end he's like, yeah, I'm going to do the nursery rhymes. I'm like, dude, it's like 30 years later. Can you do something else? I mean, it's kind of, but I respect both of them. I respect anybody who goes on stage, period, because I know how hard it is. I know I made it look
very easy.
I appreciate that. It was not easy, because I was, but I've been doing it for a long time, so people ask me, are you getting nervous? I'm like, no. But every crowd is different. You never know. I mean, it's always a different combination of people, and you don't know. The whole point is how you get them to laugh, but you also get them to laugh with you. I've got a great story. When I first started doing comedy, I was started in San Diego. I went up to LA, and I was doing a show at the Comedy Store, at the belly room of the Comedy Store, which is a small room. And I was very excited. It's the first time I've been at the LA Comedy Store. And my friend was like, okay, you're next. I'm like, okay, great. So, and I was in it about a year or two. And he's like, hold on, we got one more celebrity guest than you. And it was Mark Curry from Hanging Mr. Cooper. He did about a half hour, very funny. So it's like, okay, I got to follow that, but I'll follow that. It's like, no. And he's like, comes to me like halfway through. He's like, I got one more guest than you, so don't, it's all right. It was Eddie Griffin. And if you know Eddie Griffin, if you're a comedian, he knows. I know you know. He does 45 minutes. I mean, he doesn't do less than 45 minutes. So yeah, very funny. But if you tell him to do 10 minutes, he'll do 2 hours. So literally, he's known for just dropping in, like, I'm going on next, and I'm doing an hour. I caught a break, did 45 minutes. So about halfway through that, my friend's like, we got one more and then you. was Damon Wayans. And he did about an hour of the most brilliant comedy I've ever heard in my life. I wish I had it taped because it was just brilliant. And then me. And I'm about a year and a half in. So I start, about 2 minutes in, this guy in the audience actually said, and this is how quiet it was, he's like, I feel bad for you. I wish you were funny, you're not. So I did whatever 5 minutes I did, and then left. Then, like 6 months later, at the Improv, I had to follow Damon Wayans again. But I learned how to do it. How you do it is because when somebody does it so well, there's an energy in the room, there's a buzz in the room. And you have to acknowledge that and let everybody soak in that for a little bit and then bring them to what you're doing, because what you're doing is different. So I was like, oh, Damon Wayans, I love him, and did that for about half an hour, a minute, and I've seen people do it to me. I was at the Comedy Store, and Brent Ernst, who was a big comic who was on the Vince Vaughn tour, followed me, he's like, and I just blew the room apart, and it was just a buzz in the room. He's like, who's that, a Batman villain? And he did about a minute, and then he got into his thing. So I've seen both sides.
Give a round of applause. Now, so, really quick, we're just about out of time, but where are you going to be performing next that my audience can be able to come
Well, I'm always all over town, LA. I'm working on some Vegas, San Diego, Phoenix stuff. Next show that I'm promoting, and I'm not the promoter that you are, but I'm promoting a show at The Mix in Pasadena on December 10th, a Wednesday on September 10th, 7:30. Coming out, it's a great lineup. And if you go to darkmarkshow.com, or my Facebook page was this Goth Comedian too, because I got hacked too. Goth Comedian on Snapchat, Instagram, X, Twitter, TikTok. Just put Goth Comedian, Dark Mark. You'll have all my stuff.
Give a round of applause. We thank you so much for stopping by on the Sherard Show. Such an honor having you on. I'm going to come out and support you. You are funny. We've had comedians that weren't funny. And
I've seen them. I subscribed. I got Pure Essence on my Roku. I checked out a couple. But I'll be at the Comedy Chateau too, busting of funny people with Felix. I do that almost every month, so I'll be there too.
You can give me a shout out?
I'll let you know.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. But I also want to thank all of the lovely guests that have come out for the Sherard Show today. Didn't we enjoy them? Yeah! Mr James Culpepper just had you feeling really tough because he is a martial artist, black belt, ladies and gentlemen, doing really big things. We thank him so much. He's going to be back on the show again. And then also having the lovely Joycelyn Lew stop by the show. My goodness, she's so full of personality, doing big things. We gotta have a part two. She just needs to write a book because she has so much going on.
She needs to do her makeup because she did my makeup in a movie once.
Oh, really?
I never looked better.
Oh my goodness, so we really appreciate her. And then the man himself, Mr Shaun Ross, stopping by. It felt like I was sitting beside Don King. That man is just really doing some promoting and big time. We got to have a part two of him as well. And then this hilarious gentleman himself, Mr. Dark Mark. I appreciate it. I want to thank my team, Joe. Thank you so much. Executive producer doing his big thing, as well as people came for so far to be on this show today. Really appreciate it. For Philip, appreciate you coming by. Philip, let's give it up for our cameraman again. Then we had the lovely Andrea. She came all the way from Palm Springs to be here at the show. Then our lovely model as well, Patsy Ruby, stopping by in the Sherard Show. As well. And then also for Mr. Joe Williamson, he brings some of the most colorful, awesome guests. Give him a big round of applause as well. Thank you so much. Stay tuned on our next episode. We're going to have Mr. Billy D. Williams stopping by the show. And then also the lovely Pam Greer. And then we're going to have the music and sound of the Honeycomb. Everybody remember the Honeycomb?
Honeycomb.
They're going to be stopping by the Sherard Show. Thank you so much. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to soar with the eagles, stop hanging around turkeys. See you next episode.